It's just after 2:20 on Friday, May 1st, and I am going to go ahead and kick off the readathon now. Thank you, pregnancy insomnia. I'm not sleeping, so I figured I'd start reading. So the first one I'm going to read is Lessons in Corruption by Gianna Darling. This one is a venture into the dark side, so here we go. Wish me luck. The first page of this book is a playlist, and looking at some of those songs, I am intrigued.
Hey everyone, it's about 10 o'clock on Friday, and I just have a minute, so I'm going to update and let you know that I finished Lessons in Corruption by Gianna Darling, and I'm giving it 3 stars. So it was a walk on the dark side for me, and it hit the prompts of bad boy romance, MC romance, a taboo romance, and also it has black on the cover. So it hit 4 prompts, and it was for the other side. So it's a good point builder. But overall, I think it was not my typical book, and I'm glad I tried it, but I didn't love it. My reasons are, well, let me give you the quick premise. It's about a kid, an 18-year-old guy, who his dad is the president of a motorcycle club, and he's this bad boy, whatever, another motorcycle club member, although he's not officially yet because he's young, but he starts dating this girl. He sees this girl and he starts a relationship with her, and then finds out it's his teacher. And so there is an age gap that makes it taboo, and also their student teacher, that makes it taboo. And they continue this relationship, and the things I liked about this book were that it was really a fun process to watch the girl. The girl was the teacher. She was married to a guy that was just very boring and like almost made her feel like dirty for wanting to do things like in the bedroom that were less than vanilla, and just like pretty tame things, but he like shamed her and made her feel bad, and like he was just a jerk to her, and he was just very boring, and she had kind of lived that kind of submissive, quiet life, and she was sick of it. And so she sees this guy named King, which is the 18-year-old, in a parking lot, and then decides to divorce her husband. And it wasn't necessarily for King, because they didn't even talk or meet or anything at that point. She was just like, hey, I need more passion, more whatever in my life. And so just a second. So she decides to divorce him. And shortly thereafter, her and King meet back up in the classroom, and they start this relationship. And so I really liked watching Cress, our main heroine, come out of her shell, because through that relationship, she really was able to, even though he's very alpha and very like not dominant, but very wants to take care of her and stuff, she is big on saying like, you don't have to, and he acknowledges, like he validates her that he doesn't have to, but he's going to, because he cares about her, and that's just the way things work in the motorcycle club culture. And so she really becomes more confident. And like at one point she even says, she said, I was having so much fun, I forgot to be uptight. And I just think that is very funny and indicative of like, she just really found joy through this motorcycle club and this gang of people, when at first she was very judgmental of them. And so I liked seeing her growth. I liked seeing the found family in the motorcycle club. I've never read a motorcycle club book, and so just the camaraderie and the fact that they all have each other's back so intensely was really neat to see, and I liked that. The things I didn't like about it were, I just cannot buy into the fact that an 18-year-old is so like relationally mature. I mean, some of the things he said to her were like, I don't know a single 18-year-old who has thoughts like that and says stuff like that. But, and also just like, I don't care how much experience he has. He's 18 years old. Like, he has only been like through puberty for 5 years or less. I mean, he has not been, I just can't buy that like an 18-year-old is this like Adonis, but maybe he is. I don't know. And then they like, I won't get into details about the amount of sexual relationships going on. Like, there was a lot of sex in this book, and I am a light sider. I don't like tons of smut, and just because I'm a prude, I don't like to read about it a ton. And so there was too much of that for me, for my personal taste, but I know I'm like very conservative about that. And then I just didn't, again, I like cannot buy into the fact that they were doing it 18 times a day, which not, I'm exaggerating, but like, and things he would do to her every single day. It's like, really? And like, she was going through clothes like it was nobody's business. And for me, it's just like, really? I just cannot buy it. And they were like, they would have sex in school during detention and that kind of stuff. And like, never got caught. They would have sex like everywhere and never got caught. In fact, the whole time there's a ruse going on that she's dating his dad, and they just like it was so easy for them to do it everywhere all the time that there was no tension. Like, I didn't really even, the forbiddenness, I felt it in the first few chapters, and then it just disappeared because it was easy for them to do whatever they wanted, wherever they wanted, whenever they wanted. Okay, sorry if the angle and the lighting and all that has drastically changed. We had to take a potty break, but there are a couple other things I want to mention. She said at one point that like she is all neat and organized and that kind of stuff, but seeing all of King's clothes thrown on her closet floor was just so heartwarming and sweet. And I'm like, girl, that's, yes, you are in the honeymoon stage. And all of this, I mean, they are in love, and it's this drastic, life-changing love. And I just laughed at that because it's like, yeah, that might be cute for a minute, but that's going to get old real quick. And especially like your 18-year-old is messy. That is going to, I mean, for me, it would morph into mother-child dynamics, and that is gross. But anyway, so that was weird. And then her brother comes into the story at a certain point. He had spent some time in jail, and now he's back, and he's not necessarily living a like legal, lawful life as now. And so he has gotten himself in some trouble, and he comes to her house all like beaten up and that kind of stuff. And she's taking care of him and like kissing all over him, and I just thought it was really weird. And like her brother is calling her princess, and it was just really weird. Like, to me, I just got kind of like, ooh, I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, so this was not my type of book, but I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I stepped over to the dark side for a minute. I can see why people like it, and it's just not personally my preference. And so I don't think I'll finish or continue on in the series, but I'm glad I read that one. So now what I'm going to pick up has disappeared because I've got a little helper in here. Okay, how many times can I pause this clip? I don't know, but I found my book. The next one I'm reading is Dumplin' by Julie Murphy, and I have this on audio. So I think what we are going to go do now, it's about 10:20, and we are going to go work on organizing the baby's room because we have just kind of like vacuum sealed all of her clothes as she grows out. Like, we did a 0 to 3 bag, a 3 to 6 bag, Well, all of that is in the baby's room. And so I need to figure out what we're going to open and how we're going to organize all that. So I think we're going to go tackle that project, and then we might go outside, and I have a big, I don't know. Yeah, you can see it in the background, a big like door hanging mirror, and it's broken, like the frame is broken, and we don't use it because we have a full length mirror now in our bathroom anyway. So I'm going to cover that in shaving cream and take it outside and let her just go wild in the shaving cream and hunt to find her face. And so hopefully that will be at least 10 or 15 minutes of entertainment. I'm getting closer and closer to the camera because I've got somebody sharing a seat with me. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to put in my audiobook and hopefully get some good listening done. I think it's like 9 hours, and I listen at 2 to 2.5 times speed. So maybe we'll get that one done today too. So I will check in later.
almost 8 o'clock on Friday night, and I just thought I'd get on an update. I finished Dumplin' by Julie Murphy earlier in the day, and I just haven't had a chance to get on and write my review and post a clip and do all of this, so I'm doing it now. So I'm giving it 3 stars. Dumplin', and I think this is just a case of my expectations not being what the book is actually about. And so I expected that this was going to be about an uber confident, like, I am fat, hear me roar kind of girl, and her experience in this beauty pageant to show her mom and the world that being fat is fine, and body positivity and all of that. That is not what this book is. It is a book about Willow Dean, who is she's got insecurities, and she's got a lot of self-doubt, and there's a fair amount of like negativity in this book about both herself, and then there's a constant body talk of like everybody. And so that was not what I wanted, really. But again, this is like just my expectations and what the book actually is not meeting up, which is not the book's fault. I also, like I said, thought the book was going to revolve around the beauty pageant, and that's really just the second half. The first half is getting to know Willow Dean, her relationship with Beau, her relationship with her friends, and the beauty pageant part doesn't even come up until like 150 pages in. So then, then it felt almost disjointed. Like the first half was one thing, the second half was another thing, and they weren't very cohesive. And I also just kind of struggled to connect to Willow Dean, and I don't know, the pacing was kind of slow for me. Overall, this was just an okay book. There, like I said, was a lot of body talk about everybody. There was some good body positivity, some little not. And I did like that there was some good diversity represented. She gets a bunch of her friends to join the beauty pageant, because anybody can join. It doesn't need to just be these size 2 perfect girls. And so I liked seeing that, and I liked seeing the representation there. I just thought overall the pacing was a little slow. The negativity was a little much. The girl drama was a little much. And it was just okay for me. I'm still going to read Puddin', and I'm, like I said, if I would have gone into this with different expectations, I may have enjoyed it more. I know a lot of people really like it, and a lot of people really don't. So I was just kind of middle of the road. Good. I would like to watch the movie, because I think Jennifer Aniston, I could totally see her mom being Jennifer Aniston, and I think that's interesting, and I would like to see that. So maybe someday I'll watch it. And now I think I'm going to pick up After Anna by Lisa Scottolini. So this is one I'm not 100% sure what it's about, because I know it is a thriller. So I'm taking a break from the romance, and it still fits a bunch of prompts. Dumplin' it has black or red on the cover, which is a dark side prompt, and it also is a rom-com type book, and so that's a light side prompt. So hit those 2 prompts, and then After Anna is going to hit a bunch of different prompts that I don't have in front of me, so I'll tell you later. But I think it's about a couple who like maybe give up a baby, and then years later they're reunited with her, and her name is Anna. Maybe. I think that's what it's about. Like I said, I like to go into thrillers pretty vague. Lisa Scottolini is almost always like a 3.5, 4-star read for me. I like her books, but sometimes they have some flaws. So I'm excited to see what I think. And that is everything I'm doing today. My husband and daughter just did some yoga, because my husband, he is pretty sedentary, and he works at a computer all day. And so he gets really tight shoulders, and then it's now kind of made a pinched nerve in his neck. So it hurts to like move his head. And so I said, well, you probably should be doing yoga with her, because she loves to do it. And so I said, you should probably do it. So they went and did it, and that was really cute and fun. Today, I'm trying to think what all we did today. We just have been, like, with a 2-year-old, it's like every task lasts
just a little bit, and then she's tired of it. So we cleaned out the baby's room a little bit. We played with shaving cream on a mirror. That was really fun. We played with a bubble gun. We did some yoga while I edited my vlog. She did some yoga while I edited my vlog. And we really have just been kind of playing, coloring, just living the dream. So I have mentioned it before, but Kansas is officially doing a rollout plan. It's going to be a 3-phase thing, and phase 1 starts Monday. So some things are going to start opening up, and my husband and I have just talked about we are probably going to still lay pretty low, and the phase 1, not a whole lot can be opened. So we're going to continue to lay pretty low, just try to get through this pregnancy healthy, and I don't know. So that's exciting. I don't know when our library is going to open up. I think phase 2 is like May 18th, and I think they may be included in that, but I don't know if they'll start doing like drive up book exchanges. I don't know what they'll do. So that's really exciting. Hopefully not jumping the gun. And yeah, I'm going to go read because editing took me forever today, and then just playing, I wasn't able to listen to the audiobook most of the day for Dumplin', so I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. But day 1, 2 books down. This is great. I'm hoping tonight is Friday night, which means tomorrow I don't have to set an alarm. So I'm hoping I will sleep better. And if I don't, if I'm up in the middle of the night again, that then I can fall back asleep. Because like today I fell back asleep at like 4:30 or 5, and then my alarm goes off at 5:45. And so, yeah, I was tired. But tomorrow, hopefully I can sleep in. So this has been a long rambly clip, and we'll check in later. Bye.
Well, it's about 12:15 in the morning, and I am about to listen to After Anna by Lisa Scottolini because I just woke up to go to the bathroom, and if you can hear it, our smoke detector is beeping. So that's lovely. My husband is trying to find a ladder because it is in our bathroom that has like pretty high ceilings, and so he's gonna find that and hopefully get that changed, and so we can go back to sleep. So yep, unexpected reading time here at 12:15.
Hey everyone, it's Saturday and it's about 9:45, and I just am getting a chance to update and let you know that I finished After Anna by Lisa Scottolini, and this one was so good. I'm going to give it probably 4 stars. I haven't written my review or anything, so I haven't even thought through what I'm going to say, but I really don't want to tell you a whole lot about this book. I was right that this woman has to give up her baby for a reason when it's just a baby, and now it's like 17 years later and they are reconnected. And then what follows is a court case because somebody is killed and her husband is accused of killing this person. So I'm not going to tell you who dies. I'm not going to tell you anything about that. But so it goes back and forth between before and after the death. And the after is almost all courtroom drama, and the before is just kind of the lead up and the reuniting with Anna and all of that. And then the twist at the end was shocking at first, and then the revelation was a little like lackluster, but it was still like I couldn't figure out how all the pieces were going to come together, and it came together well. So I really, really like this one. This is one of my favorite Lisa Scottolini, so probably a 4-star, maybe even 4.5. Really recommend this one. This one counted for moon or stars on the cover because it's really hard to see on camera, but there's a bunch of stars up here, and then also black or red on the cover because it's got black or red, and also black and blue on the cover because it's clearly got black and blue. So this should be quite a point-filled book, and so that is what I just finished this morning. So next I'm going to pick up Vision in White by Nora Roberts. I've heard a lot of people who have either read this quartet or want to, and so I'm really excited to start it. The first one is about Mac, who is the photographer in this wedding business that these 4 girls have started a wedding, like planning a whole business, and she is the photographer. So it's her story, and yeah, I'm really excited to dig into this one and see where it takes me. So that is everything for reading. That means 3 books down, on book number 4, feeling good because this is day 2. So if I can finish Vision in White today, that would be still 2 books a day, and that feels really, really good. So I am just, let's see, life-wise, we did get the whole rollout plan yesterday. Libraries are in the first round. So in some capacity, I think our library is going to open back up on Monday, and that feels good. I'm going to do a video probably right now, just a chatty video about this quarantine and coming out of this quarantine, because I don't know really how we're supposed to navigate coming out of it, and how, like, as an individual, where do we make the lines that it's okay or it's not. So if you are interested in hearing my thoughts or hearing starting engaging in a discussion about quarantine and coming out of it, check out that video. I will link it in the comment or down below, and I would love to hear your thoughts, because this is such a unprecedented thing and such a weird thing that I just I don't know how to, like, so the government has drawn the line that, like, now we can start reopening. Where do I draw the line, or how do I do that? So yeah, check that video out if you want to. So today, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I did not have my half-calf coffee this morning, so that means I can still have it if I want to later in the day. So I might have it now, because I don't want to do a whole lot of filming today, because I want to get as much reading done as possible. And I need to still hang up a bunch of clothes in the baby's room. We do subscribe and save with Amazon, and it all comes on the 1st. So we have a bunch of boxes and things to put away that are subscribe and save. Just a lot of, like, random things around the house need to get done today. And so I might just put in, I've got this on ebook, and so I really prefer to, like, either physically read it or read it on my Kindle, but I can have the Kindle read to me in the, like, robotic voice. And so I might do that while I am running around doing things, because I don't have an audiobook going right now. So yeah, I might do that. It's also going to be beautiful, so might try to get outside. These weekends, it just feels like are such a balance between, like, doing fun stuff and doing adult stuff. And I have 2 days to, like, have help all the time and get stuff done. And so I really just want to hole up and get stuff done, but we'll see how the day goes. So that is it. I will check in later when I have more thoughts on Vision in White. Hey everyone, it's almost 5 o'clock on Saturday, and I just was going to get on and let you know I finished Vision in White by Nora Roberts. This is the first in her bride quartet, and this one follows Mac. And Mac is the photographer in a wedding planning business called Vows. And so Mac has kind of a tainted view on love, because her parents split up when she was younger. Her dad has gone off and started family number 2 and is kind of uninvolved. Her mom has been married and divorced more times than she can count. So understandably, she is a little gun shy when it comes to love. So then she stumbles upon a guy named Carter. He is the brother of one of her brides, and they also knew each other in high school. Like, barely. He had a crush on her, but she didn't really know who he was. And he is the perfect cinnamon roll hero. Like, my favorite part of this book was Carter. He was so sweet. He's a teacher. He, like, reads books and drinks tea, and he's just so cute. And so this book I gave 3.5 stars, because there was a lot of back and forth of, like, her running away, coming back, running away, coming back. I understand why she was, like, kind of hesitant to jump into a relationship, but the pattern, like, got a little repetitive. And so that was good. I love the friendship group. There's 4 of them that run the Vows. One is the planner, one is the photographer, obviously, one is the florist, and one is the baker. And together they run this business, and I really liked the friendship group. So I'm really excited to continue on and read the next book in the series. But before I do that, I'm going to pick up Brave Mom. It's called Brave Mom by Katie Ryan, and the little subtitle to this is Raising Strong Girls in This Complicated World. So it is a shorter book. It's nonfiction. It's obviously not a romance, but it is just a little, let me see how many pages it is. wonderful. It doesn't say, but it is a shorter book about just raising girls in this crazy world. And I have gotten to know this Katie Ryan's writing because she wrote a thing about the 2 week wait. So for anybody who has struggled with fertility, there is basically a 2 week wait after when you're like fertile window, and then when you find out if you're pregnant or not. And that 2 weeks can be excruciating. So she wrote a book called The 2 Week Wait, and or something about the 2 week wait, and I loved it. It spoke to me while I was in that process, and I reached out to her, and she's just so kind. And so I'm really excited to read this book about raising girls, because now I know I have the pleasure of raising two of them. So yeah, I am going to read that. The prompts that one will fulfill is just reading a book. I mean, that's not a prompt, but that's just a thing. And then it's got a white and gold cover, as you will see when I put it up there. So it'll fulfill those two prompts. I hope to get that done tonight. It's 5 o'clock, so I'm going to take a break now, make dinner, eat dinner, and then hang out, and then probably go to bed about 8. So all day today we have just been running around doing things around the house. Shocker, I'm just not feeling good, and so I laid down while my daughter did, and I slept for like an hour, so that feels really good. And now it's like cloudy and gloomy out, so we'll probably just eat dinner and hang out and not really do a whole lot tonight. So maybe I'll get some reading done before bedtime. I don't know. And then I don't really know what I'm going to pick up next. The deal was on my TBR, but I'm really, really, really wanting to get books off my physical shelf, and I don't have that on my physical shelf. And my sister has texted me and is already giving me more books, and I almost don't have room. So I've got to keep taking books off of my to be read physically. So I'm going to see if I can find something that gets a fair amount of points on my physical shelf and go with that. I may read the next in this, but I may save it until the readathon's over and started on Monday. So I'm not really sure. I will update later, and I'll talk to you then. Bye. Hey everyone, it's about 8:30 on Saturday night, and I just thought I'd get on an update and let you know that I finished Brave Mom, Raising Confident Girls. What is it called? Raising Strong Girls in a Complicated World by Katie Ryan. And I love this book. I'm giving it 5 stars. It was so good. It was just the way it's formatted is it was like a chapter, and then at the end of the chapter it gives you like some questions to either journal or think through yourself, and then also an action step to do with your daughter, and then a time to reflect on like what you learned about yourself or your daughter, and then a really beautiful graphic dealing with whatever was in that chapter, and then a prayer. So it is very Christian based. If that's not your thing, this one does deal heavily with faith. So but like I said, I gave it 4 stars. It could be any gender. I think the reason this woman has daughters, and so I think that's part of the reason it's daughters. There's also some talk about just how like our culture typically views women as a little more submissive, and the expectations are a little different for females, and so raising your daughter through that. So I really think it could be applied to either gender, but this is really great for a mom of girls. The chapters that, like, it does an introduction chapter, and then it does like encourage her ambition, teach her to be kind but not nice, or kind not nice, not, I mean, don't necessarily not be nice, but the difference between nice and kind was an interesting discussion about how being nice is sometimes like people pleasing and doing things like that, whereas being kind allows you to set limits for yourself and protect yourself and still be compassionate and kind towards others. So then help her create a vision for her life, and talking a lot about like asking your daughters from the time they're little who they want to be, not what they want to be, and getting them to think about how they want to, like what kind of lifestyle they want and how they want their life to look, more than just what you want to be. Help her find her own power, encourage big picture thinking, recognize her worth. And that means as a mother, recognize her worth, even when, and vocally do it, even when things are hard. Or just be very vocal about her worth, and give her tasks throughout the house that she can master and do well. And just things building her confidence here at home. And then model self-love and care. And this one, she said, was kind of a struggle, and I can see totally a struggle. Like, your daughters, your kids are watching everything you do. And so as a female, raising females, modeling that self-care and self-love and self-acceptance and body positivity is all something that is so important. And so doing that, getting yourself in check so you can do that for your girls, is so important. Um, let's see, normalize failure, lean into the tough stuff. So we, as their parents, are the ones who teach them how to go through hard times. So yes, it's not fun, and yes, hard times are hard for a reason, but we are the ones that teach them how to go through it. So lean into the tough stuff, be there for her through it, help her to set boundaries, and accept her for who she is. And she talks a lot about how when personality types or something are very different, um, just to be able to accept who she is, how God made her, and kind of think about your own parents, and if there's any time you've ever felt not heard, and how to allow your daughter to always feel heard and valued. Um, Fight the good fight and forgive. So, again, teaching about forgiveness, and again, different fighting styles. Some people have to get the last word in. Some people are the type, the walk away. Some people have to stick in it until it's done. All of those may be different from your kids, and that makes it complicated, but we have to teach them how to like fight fair and how to forgive others. um, Give her a voice, and then see the good. So, again, see the good is kind of focusing on noticing the positive yourself, and not just with your daughter or your home life or whatever, just noticing the positive in things so she can notice the positive in things. And so, it's really, this book is big on modeling all these character traits so you can pass them on to your kids. And I just thought it was so good, such a good opportunity for reflection on me, as well as tips and tricks to help make sure I am empowering my daughter in every way possible. And daughters, I'm about to have another one. So, loved this, 5 stars. I think the next book I'm going to pick up is the next in the Bride Quartet. I'm trying to look to see what it is. I think it's Bed of Roses, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll check in tomorrow and let you know for sure what the title of number 2 is, but I am going to pick that one up, and so I will let you know in the morning what I think about that. Everyone, it's about 10:40 on Sunday, and I'm just getting on to let you know that I finished Bed of Roses by Nora Roberts, and I'm giving this one 3 stars. This is the second in the Bride Quartet, and this one is about Emma and Jack. So Emma is the florist in the Vows company, and she comes from a family where her parents are super in love, super cute, super affectionate, and so she's got this very high standard for what a relationship should be. Then Jack is the best friend of Parker's brother. So one of the other girls' brothers and Jack have been best friends forever. So this is kind of a friends to lovers, because the girls have all been friends since they were kids. Jack has been friends with the brother, so they've known of each other for a really long time. Well, then things, develop into more of a relationship type thing. And Jack is very anti-commitment, and Emma is obviously very looking for the happily ever after. And so they get together. Of course, there's issues with that. And I hate that trope. Honestly, I just don't think yes, I know some people are anti-commitment and then they change their ways. But having a girl change a guy who is so set in his ways, I think gives a lot of false hope or false expectations, especially to young readers, that it's you just need to be the one to change him. And sometimes it works, sometimes some people are just not into commitment. So I just didn't love this. I have a hard time buying it, especially when it's a thing like this. It's okay, so is the relationship going to last, or is it just because they had conflict and he missed her? So this one is 3 stars for me. I'm still really liking seeing the friend group, the 4 of the girls. I like getting to know them better, and I'm really enjoying that part. I'm excited to read on, but for me, I see so many of my friends, especially friends that I trust and share reading taste with, giving this 5 stars, and I just don't really see it. I think it's kind of a 3.5 star series for me, which is fine. And yeah, that's just what it is. My sister gave me these, and I didn't see her rating, so I asked her. She rated the first one 3 stars, and then I guess did not read the rest. And so she kind of understands what I'm talking about. But this one for me is just okay. Like I said, I think I'm the minority opinion, but just okay. So then I picked up Waiting on You by Kristen Higgins, and this is the third in the Blue Heron series. I've read 1 and 2, and then I have 4 and 5 on my shelves. So I'm reading book 3 on audio, and it's about, so this series is another kind of small town romance rom-com series, and this one is about a bartender named Colleen, who she's twins with a boy, and she's like Miss Matchmaker. She can match up all these people. I think at the beginning of the book, she matches up her 15th couple, and then yeah, so she is friends with the people from the first 2, and so we get to see some of their story, and then one of the other sisters of the first 2 is who she's trying to match up in this one, if that makes sense. But the story is about Colleen and her first love, like this guy that she dated in high school or whatever, broke her heart, left town, married somebody else, and now he's divorced, back in town, and we'll just see what happens. So we are getting a little bit of their story in high school and their story now, and that is a thing. I'm afraid that's beyond my ability. Surrey, I must be saying Surrey all the time lately because it would be either my watch or my phone has been going off constantly. But anyway, so I have realized I love when we get to see like a high school couple. And then today, I love second chance romances anyway, so there's no surprise that this one is really entertaining to me. This Blue Heron series, for me, is just a lot better than like even this Bride Quartet. I'm enjoying it. I am excited to read on with it. The reason I didn't continue with the Bride Quartet is because the third one is not available on ebook or audiobook through my library or any means that I have, and I just know I don't have time to physically read today, and so I'm going to try to blow through it on the audio so I can get a few more points for this readathon. And the Waiting for You, I'm going to try to finish that today so I can get a few more points. But yes, that is everything I'm reading, everything I'm doing. This morning I slept in a little bit, and so I do an hour of cardio every day just because it's kind of my mental break time, and it makes me feel like physically better, mentally better. It's one thing I can do in the midst of all this craziness. So I did half of it before my daughter got up and then half of it after. And I think I said in a different blog, but normally I watch YouTube while I do that, and I love it, and it makes the time fly. And it's just so fun to zone out into y'all's videos. But I have been listening to books or reading books while I do this readathon. And so I got through, I don't know, a couple hours, I think, of the audiobook, but it's a 12-hour audiobook. And so I listened at 2.5 times speed. So I don't know what that is, 5.5 hours of listening time. And so I've done an hour-ish today because, I was finishing Bed of Roses at first, but so 4.5 more hours. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. So we are going to go downstairs and do church online, and then do lunch. And then it is my husband's grandparents' anniversary. It's not a big one. They've been married, I don't know, 61 or 2 years, a long time, but not like a milestone. So we're going to call them. They also were not able to attend the Zoom baby shower just because they didn't have any technological help. And I think, they just couldn't quite get it. So we are going to make sure that they know that this baby's a girl, and we're going to talk to them and see how they're doing. And then, lunch, maybe play outside. It's a beautiful day, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so hopefully we can get outside. We're also in the middle of a million projects, as always. I'm major into nesting mode, and last night I had a dream that I had this baby at 35 weeks and 4 days, and I'm currently 34 weeks and I don't know, some number of days, but that would be like next week that we have it. And so I told my husband, I was like, we really need to put the car seat in the car because they won't let us take her home without it, and, do some of those essential things. So I'm going to see if we can get some of that done today. And, that's the plan. We'll just be running around doing stuff. So hopefully I can listen to the audiobook. I don't think I'm going to pick up anything physically just because I really won't have time. During nap time, I may or may not nap. If I do, I'll probably just listen to the audiobook and try to zone out and listen. And then if yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We just probably won't have any time. Tonight is Sabbath snacks like we always do. So we do snacks in front of the TV and watch The Masked Singer. And so we're going to do that tonight, which is awesome. Just kind of an easy breezy, low key day. So I'm going to go get downstairs so we can watch some church and go on from there. Hey everyone, it's about 8 o'clock on Sunday night, and I just thought I would let you know that I finished Waiting on You by Kristen Higgins. It is the third in the Blue Heron series, and this one is about a woman named Colleen who she's a bartender, has no need for love until her high school love comes back. And he's back to take care of his uncle who is in poor health, and with him coming back stirs up a lot of feelings for her. And she's not really comfortable with that because she is very much a use them and lose them kind of girl, and doesn't really have the need for a relationship or the desire for a relationship. She's content. She has her twin brother, and she's a matchmaker. I mean, not by trade, but she just likes to make matches, and she's just kind of cool doing her thing. And so he comes back, stirs up a lot of feelings for her, and their past has been really rocky, so we get to see their relationship in high school and beyond, and then in present day. And y'all know I love a second chance romance, so this one was 4 stars for me. I really enjoyed it. It fits a whole bunch of prompts. It's got white on the cover, blue on the cover, a cinnamon roll hero, and a small town romance, kind of a rom-com. Like, it kind of hits all the light side prompts, really. The guy in it, I read some reviews about people not liking Lucas, the main guy, and I don't see it. He went away and got married, and so he has an ex-wife, and he is still friends with her. And I think their relationship, like, some people said it's too close and stuff, but she's engaged to somebody else, and he's just kind of doing the right thing. And like, it seems like their relationship is pretty kosher. So I liked him. I thought he was super sweet. He was very good about doing what he thought was the right thing, taking care of people. He was just seemed to be a pretty sweet guy. So I really liked the story. Gave it 4 stars, and that makes 7 books for this readathon. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 books completed. Hopefully enough points racked up for the light side that we can win, but I don't know. I know going into it, it was like 60-40 light side or dark side versus light side signups, and so I don't know. We will see tomorrow night at the live show who reigns supreme. So that is all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I have read Fast and Furious. I'm exhausted. I don't know if I'm going to start anything tonight. I have not watched any booktube at all this weekend, so I may just do that this evening. I don't really know. So that's it. I will see you guys in the next vlog, and I'll see you, hopefully, this is going to go up probably after the live show, but hopefully you joined us for the live show, and that was fun too. So let me know if you've read any of the things I read, and if you participated, how the readathon went for you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.